Good Thursday, everyone. For the first time ever, Murphy's Law basically came in at full effect. You see, I was putting my daughter to bed, so I was kind of okay with being a little late today. It was cool. I was just gonna be a few minutes late, and then I come into the office, and for the first time ever, the streaming software is doing something it's not supposed to do, just not going live, which is interesting. But today I saw that I haven't seen this, by the way. I haven't seen today's episode, and I know that it is going to spark some thoughts. It's going to spark some flashbacks. I'm going to see some insights that I probably didn't think about, and because of that, I have a story prepared. All right? In this video, I will talk about frequencies, vibrations, and the scientific basis of that tied to the emotions and manifestation. So I had this conversation on Messenger earlier today, where the person in question felt like things around her was changing. And was she doing that? Was she changing the physical surroundings in her life? And I was reading this and I was like, yeah, yes. And I gave her a very long-winded answer to make sure that it kind of sunk in. And while I did that, I got an epiphany. Now, I want to say, as I said to her, what I teach, what I say, all that stuff is just a brick in the foundation. Do not take this as ultimate truth, but take it as something that you can use and test out if it works. Because right now, I'm living the best life I could ever dream of, and I know it's just getting better. It is just going to continue to rise simply because it has been doing so for a long time now, and I'm not changing anything. I'm just going to continue to do this habit. And spoiler alert, it's not just meditation, but meditation and the knowledge of it is going to give you a very, very powerful insight into how you can start to manifest and shape your reality as you know it. I know, mystical as shit. But let's just jump straight in. Let's watch the video. And after that, I will talk about something that might just shake your reality. All right? Yeah, let's do it. Before we go into this, I want you to pay attention to what I'm doing right now. Because during this meditation, and this meditation particularly, which is really interesting, I think this is the one, I managed to capture my biggest breakthrough in meditation before and after. I've never had anything quite like this meditation, the one that you're about to see. You're going to see some weird shit going on as I'm just sitting there. So just pay attention to my body language and how I'm reacting. And I think I'm going to explain what I saw too. So look forward to hearing something that probably many people won't tell you about meditation. Let's do it. Okay, not sure. I'm not sure if you saw what happened. I haven't reviewed it, so I don't know if you saw that on the video itself, but I disappeared. Something happened, and it kind of freaked me out, which is what meditation can do. You can get these intense emotions. This was not that. You can experience happiness, sadness, euphoria, lust. So you can experience so many weird things. What happened to me now was interesting because this meditation is about being creative. I'm trying to expand my creativity, and although it's guided, it has done a lot of stuff. It has helped me a long way. And this time, you're visualizing your creative spark, and it's interesting because you start with this little ember inside of you, and you visualize this as it grows it becomes bigger, it fills your body, it then expands outside of your body, it fills the room you're in, it fills the area you're in, it fills your house, it then envelops your property, and then it develops your city, your state, your country. You see where I'm going with this? And so as it expands, you're visualizing this as it comes from you, and the brightness and lightness and just the warmth of it all. And I have seen so many weird things doing this. The last one now, which freaked me out a bit, is that you are supposed to visualize it as far as it goes, as far as your imagination lets you take it. And of course, if you're going from you inside of you and then you're taking it as far as your imagination goes, then of course, if you're going geographically, you're going to end up in space. So it envelops the Earth. It then proceeds to swallow the moon. I've been doing this so many times now that it goes fast out into the galaxy. And so it takes out our solar system, takes in, it envelops everything, just the sun, the Milky Way, the Andromeda, so many star systems. I can see star systems. I'm going out, I'm taking out the Milky Way, or taking in, I then get out from there, and it's like watching the Men in Black. You're coming out of this galaxy and you're seeing this bubble that just expands, and then it takes everything around it, inside of it, keeps on going, keeps on going, keeps on going. And then what do you have left? In my imagination, I come to this border. All of a sudden, there's no stars, there's no debris, there's no nothing, just blackness. And then there's this straight line. And then on the other side of that line, the further you go, it's white. And then there's debris and stars. And then there's the Andromeda and the Milky Way. And basically everything in the negative space is like our world on the other side where the galaxy is white. And then at the end of it, I came back to me, right? Me on the other side, basically. And then I got this, I don't know, it felt like my heart dropped. I started cold sweat, and I just felt something deep, and I was lost for a second, and then I just got snapped back in here, and I wondered, did it end? Am I still in the same session? Should I open my eyes? What's happening? Because I actually lost myself totally. And then I got myself back into the state I was in, and I could continue just letting it do its thing. It's interesting stuff. You should definitely try, and don't expect it to do anything right away. Just let it take you. Just put off 10 minutes a day. I do it twice a day because I feel like it really helps. So do it once a day and then just see where it takes you. It's interesting. It's really interesting. All right, so let's start the day. It's my daughter's birthday today, so there's not gonna be a lot of work, but it's a good day. And stay awesome. I'm probably gonna do some more videos, but just in case I don't see you anymore today, stay awesome. Also, look at this. I picked this came from the meditation. I'm gonna start like this. That's gonna be my thing. That's like a greeting. I like it. It's like, I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. I like it. Next time. That was interesting for me. Probably not as interesting for you, but in 9 days, it's my daughter's birthday. That's interesting. I think she was turning 1. It was a big one. She was turning 1 year old, or 1 year. So this was not the meditation that I thought it was, but it started something. I saw something that I have never seen before, and because of that, I knew there was something more, right? I saw something that my brain had never seen, and I saw something that I couldn't really explain because what I saw was created as I went. It was like my brain had this task of just, all right, we need to fill this void. We need to fill it with something because here we go. There is no way to stop this. And then as I continued, the next meditation that really had a profound impact is when I saw this blackness. You know, when I said that I got to the edge of space and then right into the white one and the negative one, I continued into it. And then I found myself on the other side. And there I was, the negative me, not negative as in emotional, but the photo negative me. And I went out from there again, and it just repeated. And as it repeated, it just added these balls upon worlds, upon galaxies and stuff. And all of a sudden, I was sitting there with a multidimensional snowflake, and I had never seen a multidimensional snowflake, and I challenge you to explain to me what that looks like. When that happened, it popped out again. It did that several times, and then it was like a water bubble or a air bubble underwater. It was just rising, right? And as it popped, it was the eye of a whale. And then all of a sudden, the whale jumped up, and that whale, I don't know what that symbolizes, but then it just became too much, and I had to go out because I was seasick. I was queasy. It was a weird experience, and it shook my life completely. So that was really interesting. I did not know, though. This is when I'm going to talk about what I saw afterwards, what I've learned, and why this review series is so amazing, especially for me. You see, as time went by, I started to learn more things. I started to see meditation differently, and I started to explain different concepts on camera, which is my way of learning it. I'm teaching it twice. And as I got a better understanding of it, I started to try new things, and I started to see how frequencies and vibrations are basically a part of meditation, and how meditation is not just sitting there in silence. It could also be used to focus your mind. It can also be used to transfer your mind and to see things that's not where you are. You can see things remotely. ESP, extrasensory projection. It's actually a thing. You can see things wherever you visualize them. Transport, teleport, whatever you want to call it. And that kind of fucked me up a little bit, because then I saw that this is not just something different. It's not just something my brain is creating. This is something that we are capable of doing that is considered sci-fi. But the more I looked into it, and anyone could do that, I'm not sure why this is being suppressed, because it's not really mainstream. But the more I did that, the more I saw that there was a connection. And Tesla, he said that once you see the importance of 369, you have the key to the universe, right? That's because all the geometrical shapes, the holy geometrical shapes, the main, the prime. So see, I'm not really familiar with this topic at all. I'm going to go into that. But when you divide the angles and all this stuff, if you look at them as time is divided, as angles are divided or measured, all of these numbers are universal, right? It's math. You can't really do anything about them. And they end up in 9 and 6 and 3. And Tesla was really into vibrations and frequency, right? So what I've found through quantum physics is that your thoughts are vibrations. So to do a really quick recap, your thoughts are stored all over. It's my favorite question. Where are your thoughts when you're not thinking of them? And people will say, well, they're stored in my brain. Well, quantum computing stores in the devices around, or it stores in the space around the device, inside of atoms, inside of nuclei, right? So your thoughts, and this is just a theory, stored inside of the vibration of the information in an atom around you. Let's just leave it at that. So it's vibration. Once you take it into yourself, you transcode it, or you turn it into something else. You transmute it, whatever you want to call it. Your body works as a radio, so it's getting the signal and you're outputting something else. If you're feeling shit, if that thought that you had was shit, then you're going to encode your body with shit, and then you're going to produce shit, right? Your heart creates energy. So without going into really deep, go into my podcast, The Science of God. It's called The Science of God. The episode is. The podcast is called The Shift. That episode goes into the exact science down to the Planck constant. Planck constant. That was a hard thing to say all of a sudden. All of it. Now, if we say that everything is vibration, everything is a frequency, then meditation enables you to calm that down, to balance it out, to gain some harmony, if you will, so that you can gather your thoughts and focus on what you want to think about. And if you know that positivity, love, gratitude, compassion, all of these high vibing emotions will move quickly, frequently, like in a vibrational sense, they will move more frequent. There will be more highs and dips. It's oscillating quicker. In a high or in a low negative emotion, they will go like this, right? It's like a water hose with a dent on it. You can't really use that water for a lot of things because it won't really escape the hose. But if you have a high vibrating frequency, that will just shoot out. Now, if you consciously focus on positive things and you know that the negative is there, you basically use it as a fuel to be more positive. It's not just, I'm positive while the house is burning around you. That's not going to work. It's not going to be like the forced positivity. You have to really genuinely know that positivity will change your life and have the experience of it doing that. The best way to explain this is, if you go to any person and you act towards them with love, love could be in any form, right? But if you are kind, if you are loving, if you're not retaliating if they're saying anything, if you're not offensive, if they say something, you don't attack just because you disagree, all that stuff. You're basically just understanding and doing things from love. And while you're doing that, have I said and a lot of times? You're vibrating on a high level. Now, if they are vibrating on a low level, they want to go up. They will feel pulled up. Your energy, if you consciously focus on keeping it high level, will draw people up. When that happens, their energy, their sense of being, their self-confidence, everything that they feel will be better, because they are now vibrating quite scientifically on a higher level. Their molecules will align, their thoughts will be better. They will see that, holy shit, if I just act like this, if I start to do this instead of what I've been doing, then I will vibrate on a high level. And when they do that, that will just continue, because I'm in love, compassion, all that. I will say that it is a universal force. It's a universal truth. If you go to anyone, if they act with anger towards you in response of love, they have a problem. It's not you, right? And I would even argue that anyone in the world could be helped, could be fixed, if you will, from love. Because if you are in the close vicinity to someone who is really negative, and you are able to keep you on a high level, they will get affected. But you will too. Energies will try to balance out. Which means that if you're not conscious, if you just let your emotions overrun you, it will happen like this. You'll meet in the middle. Or maybe they are really negative and you'll just be pulled down. But if you're really conscious, and I mean the power of positivity, the high vibrating, the force of the water hose with no dent will be stronger and easily maintained if you just keep doing it as a habit. Which means that they will be pulled up, because it will take equally as much effort to be negative as it is to be positive. And if you are positive, you feel good. And everyone wants to feel good, right? So any negative person, if they don't get off on being negative, will gravitate towards that level of vibration. Now, because everything in the universe is energy and frequencies and vibrations, then when you meditate and when you visualize and you start to feel these emotions, this is why they have the love exercises. They are really going in and emphasizing love. They're using love as the engine to manifest, right? Then you will start producing these vibrations, and these vibrations will communicate. Now, we do not know how far that goes, all in the whole electromagnetic field of it all, but everything is connected, right? We can call a dude in India by using the same electromagnetic waves that is everywhere. And it's kind of arrogant, again, to think that we are not capable. like we're capable of creating TVs, we're capable of creating satellites and phones that can use these signals and wavelengths, but we can't do that ourselves when it has been proven that it is possible. So I don't know how far it goes, but I would imagine that when you do this consciously and you start to manifest and you start to see the things in your life, you're really visualizing that you're there and you're feeling it, really feeling it as if you have already reached the outcome, although you might not have gone there yet, but you're living it as if it has happened. You're living life as if you've already reached your dreams. You're living life and feeling grateful as if you've already reached your dreams. Something will start to happen. You will start to communicate over these wavelengths. And all of a sudden, the things that is meant to come to you will come to you. And they say that you shouldn't focus on a specific thing. I believe I know the answer to that. If you focus on a specific thing, odds are that that thing is being competed over. Maybe a lot of people want that one thing. Maybe that one thing has a lot of energy around it. Who knows? But if you want the feeling of something, the feeling of being in possession of something, be that another emotion, an experience, wealth, health, relationships, whatever it is, the feeling of having it will produce an outcome that has that emotion. So no matter how it looks, it's like that's why you have to be open to any and all possibilities. When you feel good and when you want more of that good feeling, being open to anything to come to you, you will spot that emotion a mile away. And who knows, maybe that is the universe just saying, there's the emotion, I will just take this and I will put that in your path. Poop. Right? What I've seen so far is amazing. I can explain this. There's no way for me to explain what I've experienced the last 3 years. There's no fucking way at all. My family is home in Norway. I'm living on top of a mountain. My job is perfect. I can't even imagine not having it now. I look forward to get up. I do things that I just feel invigorated by doing. I help people all the time, so I'm just continuing to raise the vibration. And as I'm doing that and having goals that I'm working towards, visualizing my goal and having visions, I think there's a little insight in there, having a vision, then it will just continue to grow. And that's why if you have a vision, a goal that is so stupidly big, that it just scares the living hell out of you, then you will always have something to work towards. And every little step of the way towards that goal will feel like an achievement, and you will just feel better, and you will vibrate on a higher level. And to be honest, I have no idea how far this could go. I'm told it couldn't go forever. Like, this is, if you find this secret, then that is going to be the status quo. There's never going to be something that is going to change this, because this is how you are. This is like your normalcy. This is the default mode. And this goes into the habit. I'm always talking about the habits, right? 60 to 70,000 thoughts during a day, and 95% gets carried over to the next day. When you're conscious about what you think about and the emotions that you feel, then turning those habits into something constructive will program you to literally manifest whatever the fuck you want, which is insane in many ways. So it's like, I'm just sitting here, I'm just taking it as it comes, basically. But this is the secret. I'm 100% convinced that this is the secret behind the secret, because there is this book, I don't know if you've read it, The Secret will tell you that you can have everything that you desire if you just want it. But it doesn't tell you how to get it, which is, right? But this is exactly how I got it. You start with meditation. You become aware of your thoughts. You get some knowledge about how habits work, so you can start to implement new, more constructive habits. And then you start to just add upon those, knowing that it is a journey, knowing that it's going to take some work, knowing that every failure is an opportunity to learn, knowing that fear is just an emotion, and we don't have to fear it. We don't have to feel it. We can just discard it. As long as you're not dead right now, what point is there to fear something that hasn't happened? Right? I get it. If you're sitting in a house right now and the wall are caving in, I get it. You can be a little afraid. or if you have a disease or something that is unchangeable, I get it. Fear is in a normal state, but it's also something that you can change. I was scared when I had the blood clot, but it was removed because of this heightened emotion, which is insane. It's completely insane. So this is literally, I believe that you can create anything that you want with this. This is my 100% belief. And because of what I have studied within quantum physics and all that stuff, and what I've just continuing to find and learn, there is no end to it. I'm just super fortunate that I got to this at my age, because I could have just followed the career path and ended up in pension and, retired at the age of 60 with nothing to look back at. But this is it. And you're going to value what you pay for. You're going to value this information as free information. You're not going to take action if you don't have any why that will support that action. If you want to change your life, you can use the information in this video to do so. But if you don't have any skin in the game, if you don't have anything that's pulling you towards that change, then it's not going to happen, which is a mystery to me. This is what really tricks me up, because we all have the capabilities of doing this. But how many actually do it? It's like you need something that is so powerful that is going to drive you through whatever. And this is something as easy as just sitting down for 5 minutes every day with an intention, with a little knowledge as to how to do it. All the knowledge that you can go back to 30 minutes in this video and see. With that seed, you can create anything you want. But this is my work. I talk to people all the time. I hear their excuses. And seriously, I'm still trying to find out how to make a person listen up, or wake up to see what they're capable of, instead of just pulling themselves down, instead of doubting themselves and saying that they can't, instead of thinking that everything is just set in stone and they can't change shit about their life. You can. But you need to want it. You need to want it hard. And I know it sounds impossible. And it is impossible for me to explain something that you don't know yet. Because we do not know what we do not know, and try to explain blue to a blind person. That's my struggle. Trying to figure out how to explain blue to a person who cannot see blue until they feel it. Yeah, that's it for me today. I hope that you're having a fantastic day, and I'm not gonna play the end video because I don't like it. I need to change it. So I'm just gonna go straight to the other thing that I have, and then I will see you in the next video. How does that sound? Amazeballs. Have a fantastic day, and I take care of your freaking family, and I love you. Thank you for your support.